The light is so bright. Welcome to a day in my life. It's 6:56 a.m. You can hear the bird. We've arrived at the ferry finally. I couldn't really film because I realized I was running late and I might miss the ferry. So I just had to lock in and get here on time. And I'm here. We're just waiting for our turn to go on. Today I'll be heading to Aalborg, which is a city up north in Denmark, on the larger island. The objective for today is to perform iOS upgrade on our two routers, replace one of the switches with a 24 port switch with a 48 port switch, and then unstack the main switch into two separate switches. We're doing this for redundancy. Yeah, it should be fun. This ferry takes me to Aarhus, and then from Aarhus I'll drive 1 hour 40 minutes and I should be there by 12 o'clock. It's 8:30 now. See you on the ferry. The ferry honestly is a no-brainer for me because otherwise I would have to drive 5+ hours to get to Aalborg. With the ferry I only have to drive 2 hours 40 minutes, and I can also work while on the ferry. The ferry is 90 minutes, so no-brainer. Typically at 9 a.m. every day we have our daily stand-up meeting with my team. My team is based in Poland and I'm the only one in Denmark, so typically it's always on Teams. Once we are about 10 minutes from arriving, we are instructed to start heading down to get into the cars and get ready to drive off. It's a very smooth trip. Honestly, I tend to appreciate or admire these sort of public amenities more than I guess the average Dane would, because it's so convenient. I just got a coffee while taking one last meeting, and I'm 1 hour away, 1 hour's drive away from Aalborg. While talking with my colleague, it dawned on me that Thursday, Friday, and Monday is a public holiday in Denmark. This is the longest, greatest weekend ever. So I'm looking forward to finishing today's work and going on vacation for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days straight. That's a whole work week off. Let's go.
A few moments later.
I'm so sleepy. That coffee did not help. I had to park somewhere off the highway to get some. Honestly, it happens, I would say, more often than normal to me, where I get so sleepy while I'm driving and I need to park and take a few minutes nap and move my legs, and then I'm okay again. But we've arrived in Aalborg now and get all the equipment out from the car. It should in theory be a very quick job today, but you know how it is. It's time to get to work. The first task will be to separate the two main switches that are stacked together with stacking cables, and I will need to close the stacking slots using these blanks to prevent dust from getting into the switch. But when I disconnect the stack, the secondary switch, not the master switch, is going to lose its configuration, and I would need to reconfigure the second switch to its own Okay, so that statement was incorrect, as I discovered. When you disconnect the stacking cables, which are these thick ones behind the switch, the second switch keeps its configuration, but it needs to be reconfigured, obviously, because it has redundant configuration and wrong interface numbering. So this is how you separate the two switches completely. So first I need an IP address to give. Proceed to remove the stacking modules and then insert the blanks. Now the switches are independent, and I need to give the second switch a new IP address because it's a separate switch, independent switch now. I log on to the second switch and say no switch 1 provision, and that will remove its stacking configurations. This is me inserting the blanks to prevent the dust from going into the motherboard. So one of the things you should always do in the beginning is to start running a ping to know in case anything goes wrong. Other than that, I needed to renumber the second switch because it's standalone now and should not be switch 2. So I renumbered it to switch 1, and that was the final step in unstacking the two switches. Moving on to the second task of the day, replacing a 24-port switch with a 48-port switch. I didn't have time to stage the replacement, so I did this on site, including the unboxing, and this is the switch I need to replace. I basically just did basic config, replicated the configuration on the existing 24-port switch and put it on the 48, and it's just as easy as a straight swap. So that was that. Easy done. Basic configuration and the switch just needs 3 things: basic device hardening, so host name, password, etc. Then an SVI for management, and default gateway. That's pretty much all you need, and then maybe interface configurations as well. As for the iOS upgrades on the router, the remote team took care of that while I was handling the replacement of the second switch. So decom this switch, perform iOS upgrade on the routers, created an Ether channel between the 2 main switches, and installed the 48 port in place of this one. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. It's short, I know, but I couldn't film so much. I was too busy. But yeah, thank you for watching. See you on the next one.